Have you ever felt like your mind is just, well, too full? Like there's just no quiet? We're about to dive into a really simple story that has a surprisingly powerful lesson for anyone who's ever felt that way. This sentence right here, it's the heart of the whole thing. It describes a feeling that I think a lot of us know really, really well. You know, that constant mental chatter that just refuses to switch off, making it almost impossible to find even a single moment of peace. All right, so let's meet the guy at the center of our story. His name is Marco, he's 24 years old, and he's living inside what feels like a constant mental storm. He's just completely overwhelmed by his own thinking. And here's the real trap he's in. He isn't actually living in the now. His mind is stuck in this endless tug of war, right? He's constantly being pulled back into regrets about things that have already happened, or yanked forward into anxiety about things that haven't even happened yet. There's just no room left for the present moment. And this mental storm, it was having some pretty serious effects on his life. I mean, look at this. A constant feeling of unease, being tired all the time, not being able to feel calm. It messed with his sleep, and he'd even forgotten how to do something as simple as smile. These are all signs of a mind that is just screaming for a break. So, feeling totally lost, Marco hears about something, a rumor, really, that might just change everything. And this is where his journey to find peace really begins. Okay, so Marco hears about this wise man living out in a distant village. But here's the interesting part. This isn't some mystical guru on a mountaintop. He's a former psychologist who basically traded the hustle of the city for a much simpler life. You can just imagine the spark of hope this gave Marco. Maybe, just maybe, this guy had the answers he was so desperate to find. So Marco sets out on this long, difficult journey, which really tells you how badly he wants to fix this. And when he finally gets there, he finds the old man just sitting quietly with his eyes closed, the absolute picture of the peace that Marco is searching for. So Marco pours his heart out, explains his problem, but the wise man doesn't give him a lecture. He doesn't offer some complicated advice. Instead, he gives him a very simple, very real task to do. And here's the challenge. The wise man hands Marco a glass of water, and it's filled right up to the very, very top. So full that even the slightest shake would make it spill. The instructions are simple. Walk all the way to the edge of the village, and then come all the way back. And don't spill a single drop. So Marco takes the glass and starts his walk. And you have to picture this. He's walking through a busy, noisy village street. There are people shouting, dogs barking, carts rolling past, but he notices none of it. His entire world, his whole focus, just shrinks down to that one glass of water in his hands. Marco gets back, and he's done it. He hasn't spilled a drop. You might think the test is over, but actually, the real lesson is only just getting started. The wise man doesn't say good job or congratulate him on being so steady. Instead, he asks this simple but incredibly powerful question about what Marco actually noticed during his walk through that chaotic village. And Marco's answer, this is it. This is the key to the whole story. He was so completely focused on his task, so absorbed in the present moment, that all that noise and chaos around him, it just vanished. It's like he didn't even have the mental bandwidth for it. And that is the big reveal. The wise man explains that this feeling of intense focus, that is the peace Marco was looking for. See, it's not something you find out there by changing your surroundings. It's a state you create inside yourself when your mind is 100% occupied with the now. Think about it. While Marco was concentrating so hard on not spilling that water, his brain literally could not also be worrying about the future or feeling sad about the past. The present moment, when he fully gave himself to it, it just crowded out all those other thoughts that were causing him so much pain. The storm inside his head finally went silent. And just like that, with this new understanding, Marco is a changed man. He leaves the village, but this time he's carrying the lesson with him. He knows now that the secret isn't to fight his thoughts, but to anchor his focus so deeply in the present moment that there's just no room left for them to take over. So, of course, this ancient story leaves us with a very personal, very modern question. Your glass of water. It's this moment, right now. The real challenge and the real secret to finding that inner peace is just keeping your focus right there, on the glass, without letting it spill. So, where's your focus today?